Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be speaking to you about the fourth of the first four-part series on the evolution of soul as per Vedic astrology and what are the hidden information codes, secrets that we can find buried there. Before I begin, a couple of housekeeping things here. If you're watching this on podcast, I urge you to check out the YouTube presentation because the picture is worth 1,000 words and I'm presenting this on YouTube channel. The YouTube channel link for the video is in the description box for every video. That's one. And I would also encourage you to follow the channel because there's a lot more content coming through as downloads for me. I'm just sharing this. Think of me as the voice that is sharing this information as it is coming to me. Next point. If you are watching only about your ascendant, if you're an earth, air, fire, or water sign, I encourage you to watch the others as well because guess what? As human beings, we are surrounded by friends, family, colleagues, all the other humans who are all having another signature stamp, even your children. Each child is coming with a different signature. So you might even find out what their ascendant are by the very things that I discuss on those channels, on those other videos. Okay. So today we begin this blue triangle that you see on the screen. This blue triangle appears to be a desire triangle, the desire triangle of the human being, which goes from the third house to the seventh house to the 11th house and feeds it back to the third house. Think of all of these four-part series that we are examining in the first half of soul astrology. It's continuously evolving, like I said. Think of this as examining the canvas. If you think of soul and the life that you present here in this body and in this time as a painting, the painting which you create from your life, think of what I'm presenting here as the canvas of your life. We are examining the canvas upon which your painting is resting. The painting will change throughout life as you mature and as you age, but the canvas remains pretty much the same because you're born under a particular ascendant. So, the third house is the house of deliberate action. It's the house of skills, all kinds of skills and talents. Motivation, your roots of motivational being, how you are motivated as an individual starts in the third house. This is the beginning point. It is also the beginning point or the origin of your sexual desire. When I say sexual desire, it doesn't just translate to the actual physical manifestation of it. It's the life energy that you feel inside you. Remember, sexual energy is just life energy. So that life energy, that's the beginning in the third house. In the seventh house, which is the Kendra house, why we are examining at the first level of astrology of understanding soul, all the Kendra houses, is because the Kendra houses, this diamond, blue shaded diamond, is the fundamental foundation of your life, who you are, how you are changing as a soul in the first house, fourth house, seventh house, and 10th house. So we have already examined the first house in the first four-part series. In the second house, we examined the 10th house. In the third one, the fourth house. And now we are coming to the 7th house. So we are redefining the Kendra or your foundation aspects and how they shift and change. What are the energies that shift and change in you through your life? What changes the canvas of your life? Okay, what changes the nature of your painting on that canvas? That's what we are examining. So 7th house stands for, typically, where you bring to the external half. Remember this, we spoke of night and we spoke of this half of your chart as day. So the moon half, the ruler of this left half of your chart is the moon and right half is the sun. So what energies appear in your daytime half is what you bring and get from the external world. What appears on the left side is what you get from inside you to the external world. So both are needed, obviously. But the spouse, your lover, the partner, business partner, trade, commerce, contracts, legal contracts, place of foreign residence, because first house is the native place residence, seventh house becomes other places residence. All of these aspects have things falling on the left and right. So basically your first and seventh house have got two halves. You're split in half. One part of you is always interacting with the external world, one part you're always evaluating in your internal world. Same with the house of the spouse, the house of the lover, house of intimate relationships, marriage. Marriage is a form of legal contract, so that's also split in two. Some part you're showing to the external world, some part you're re-evaluating in the internal world. It's like a bridge. First and seventh houses are the bridges between internal world and external world. Moving on, this energy then feeds back to the social community. The 11th house is for social community, social media, how you are present in a larger community of the world. It also stands for gain of wealth, of money, gain of health, how you get good health, how you get popularity, how you get fame. So all the earthly things that we desire as humans, fame, popularity, good wealth, good health, good presence in the social community, all of these things come from the 11th house. And that energy in turn feeds you back to the third house. That's what you're seeing here. And this we will examine through ascendants, through dharma, artha, kama, moksha, through sattva, rajas, tamas for every ascendant. Okay, keep watching. Now let's talk about the air signs, the Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. The three air signs already have karma in their ascendant. So they already have desire very strongly in their ascendants. So they are desire of different things, three different things, as we shall see. But that desire, in the desire body, what does it want to recalibrate as? It wants to recalibrate as dharma, meaning seeking the highest ideal in the desire body. So the air signs are all about discovering their highest ideal of the desire. So in the third house for Gemini ascendant souls, it plays out as discovery of creative intelligence. What is their creativity? The why and the how have to be answered by deliberate action by the Gemini souls. So the Gemini ascendant should focus on skills by deliberate action. They should focus on their talents, and that will activate their motivation and their sexual desire body. Because we are talking about the desire body recalibration here. How to work with the desire body, the 3, 7 and 11. So if they develop as Gemini ascendant, not the sun sign, if they develop their creativity more, if they become highly creative in their endeavors by deliberate action, then they move on to the 7th house. What does the 7th house hold for the Gemini people? For the Gemini ascendant, there is sattva and dharma. They find their highest philosophy and wisdom through their spouse, through their lover, through their partner, through a partner in trade or commerce or legal contracts. It even stands for business, folks. It's not just your spouse or intimate partner. Everything that the self interacts with the other is the 7th house. So they need to seek higher meaning, philosophy and wisdom in their spouse house. The Gemini people is very crucial for their understanding of their desire body, because they are all about desire. Kama. Air signs are about kama or desire in the first house. So that desire has to transcend to seeking higher meaning and philosophy in their desire body. Then they will make the true connection with their spouse or their lover even. If they do that, then they will move towards the final culmination point, which is the 11th house, gaining of health, gaining of wealth, gaining of popularity, fame. In social media, in social community, the Gemini can get that easier if they work on the 3rd and 11th aspects, as you see on the screen over here. And once that happens, once they find the why, they can discover their path, purpose and direction of self in others. This is beautiful because the Gemini ascendants can be very powerful in the social media, in all the communication channels. They can find their path, purpose, and direction there and make new beginnings. The house number 1 starts there if they work on these 3 aspects, because then it will feed it back to their creative intelligence. They can get creative if they find their path, purpose, and direction in the social community. That's how it plays out for the Gemini. For the Libra, is all about first seeking intimate connection. They are always seeking intimate connection in their desire body. They are desiring of intimate connection and companion. The who, they are asking the question, the who in their ascendant. How do they recalibrate that? First, you need to find higher philosophy and wisdom inside yourself. You need to discover this. You need to study maybe scriptures, because this is Sattva and Dharma, all about philosophy and wisdom. Librans can be very philosophical in their speech because of this. Third house is also for speech and writing. So Sattva and Dharma, they need to find the what, the where, and the who. Higher philosophy and wisdom. By deliberate action, they need to involve themselves in this philosophical seeking very deeply. They need to refine their skills of how they are going to bring it, and that will motivate them and give them their talents, and that will activate their sexual desire body in a way that they will make connection in the 7th house, where they find the path and purpose and direction of themselves in the other. So Librans can literally lose themselves in the spouse. Why? Because of this energy present. The path, purpose, and direction they are seeking in the other, in your business partner, even in your trade, commerce, or business. Even if you go and reside in foreign countries, which many Librans do because of this energy present, need to find path, purpose, and direction. So if the Librans carry out the deliberate action of seeking higher wisdom, their desire body transcends to this Dharma aspect, where they find their path, purpose, and direction in their spouse, in their lover. That's what connection they are seeking anyway, in the 1st house. And then they graduate to the final point of the desire body, where they find Sattva and Dharma, meaning they find the Leo falling in the 11th house, using their creative intelligence and education for the collective. 11th house is all for the collective, for the community, larger human community, humanity. So they will find it there. They will use their creative intelligence in the collective, and that will give them all the health, the wealth, the popularity, fame, and everything else that they seek as their gains in the world, which will in turn feed them back to the higher meaning. If they are carrying out as Libran ascendants, bringing all their creativity and education in the social media, that will give them the higher meaning of life. That's what it means, folks. And they can take more deliberate action, be more motivated to again go back and bring it to their spouse, bring it to the other, the intimate other. That's for the Libra ascendants. For the Aquarius, they are having always seeking gains and connections in the ascendant. That's their desire. The desire is to seek money, fame, recognition, connections with people, social community. That's what they are looking for anyway. So how do they work with? First, they need to, in the 3rd house, find the path and purpose and direction for themselves. Aries is appearing in the 3rd house, so they need to take deliberate action to cultivate their sense of path. What am I doing this for? Where do I really belong? Finding the path and purpose and direction is all about self. You need to figure out what you are here to do and where you fit. How do you do that? Take deliberate action in your skills. Find out your skills. Aquarius, being a very mental energy in the karma, needs to find their skills very strongly. All the air signs need to find their skills very strongly, because they are desiring in their head, but the desire starts in the 3rd house. The body itself, the desire body, activates in the 3rd house. If they do this properly and skillfully and deliberately, they move into the seventh house through life, and in the seventh house they will find their answers to the questions, the why and the how. They will use creative intelligence with their spouse because they are already wanting skills, gains and connections. So they will make a connect with their spouse in using creative intelligence, cooperative contracts, because Aquarius is about cooperation. They're very cooperative with others. They need to make that connection even with their spouse in creative endeavors, creative partnerships, creative business networking, creative social networking. They can all do this if they find their right path. They need to activate the 3 first, and then they'll successfully activate the 7th. Once these 2 are done, they go to the final culmination point, as you can see, the 9th sign of Sagittarius being in the 11th house of Sattva and Dharma, the highest form. They will find their highest philosophical meaning of life in the social media. They are seeking that anyway in the Ascendant, but if they do the work in house number 3 and house number 7 properly, this will come automatically as a consequence, because these energies, this triangle, as you can see, blue triangle, is feeding itself constantly through life. And so that happens in the 11th house. They seek higher meaning, philosophy and wisdom. They get the health, wealth and gains. They get the popularity and the fame finally that they are seeking. Higher meaning in the social community. How beautiful is that for the Aquarius? Next we speak about the emotional body, guys. The moksha houses, the moksha signs, sorry. The water signs. Okay, keep watching. We'll talk about them in the next.